My country people, welcome back to the news. I know say most of us could dey wonder say wetin dey really happen. This one wey be say some northern politicians just dey parade around Buhari. Few days back, we saw that the likes of El-Rufai, Ganduje, Aminu Tambuwa, Atiku Abubakar, they visited the former president Muhammad Buhari. It was like a Salah visit. And later on, El-Rufai dropped a message that the APC shouldn't lose their sleep over the visit to Buhari, since the APC said they were politically irrelevant. So El-Rufai dropped a message. It was a direct message to the APC that they shouldn't lose their sleep, because the visit of these northern politicians have left many people curious. Many people have been wondering what's really going on. What are these politicians cooking? This one that they are all frolicking around Buhari. So the true reason why these politicians have been frolicking around Buhari has been revealed.
Of former President Muhammadu Buhari, what exactly are we to expect from all these visits, though they've been couching it as a post-Salah homage to the former president?
Yes, I had the opportunity of speaking to one of those people who visited in the Atiku entourage, and I was privileged to get an insight. Although it was truly a Salah homage, they had, they didn't hold any political discussions. However, what we cannot say is what transpired when Muhammadu Buhari and Atiku Abubakar were in their vehicle going to the mosque for Jumat prayers. They went together and then they came back together, and they were in the same vehicle. So what they discussed may not be privy to our ears, but I know that there is no way politicians will meet and there will be no political discussions. From all indication, the battle for 2027 is around the corner, and everybody is trying his best to ensure that what he sets forward succeeds. The Atiku group are very much interested in a coalition, and because they want a coalition, they want the CPC bloc from the APC to shift. Even if they will not shift to PDP, let them shift to SDP, so that what happened to PDP in 2023, when Peter Obi moved to Labour Party, taking most of our votes with him to Labour Party, will now happen to APC. So the implosion has already started, and the battle for the soul of Nigeria has begun. So I'm also confident that the reason why Ganduje will pay a nocturnal visit to Muhammadu Buhari is because he wants to extract a commitment that Buhari will still be within the party and that he will not likely commit any act of anti-party. The former president has been quoted severally to have said that he does not have any power. When the 21 governors paid him a courtesy call, he said he doesn't have power to stop anybody from joining any political party, and that he will not stop anybody from doing that. And as such, I think the whole visitations are centered around how to take control of the political situation come 2027.
All right.
I know that there has been some back and forth between Buhari and Tinubu, even though they have not been able to come out to tell us. But we have seen several visits. We know that Oluremi Tinubu visited Buhari. We know that the Oni of Ife visited Buhari. We know that Fagbemi visited Buhari. We know quite a lot of people who were visiting Buhari even while he was in Daura, to try to persuade him not to be against the APC. But although the matter has not come out publicly, but we can discern from what is happening. And so this recent visit to Buhari in Kaduna, Buhari's decision to even relocate to Kaduna is purely for political reason.
Yeah, I mean,
since he's in Kaduna now,
yes,
he knows he will be, interfacing with quite a lot of politicians, and decisions will be taken together with him. So I still don't want to believe that Buhari is not aware of El-Rufai's move to SDP, and Buhari did not sanction or give a note to it, even though he has come out to issue a statement to say he remains a member of the APC.
All right, yeah, of course, we've heard all of that happening. But, I mean, you've worked in the presidential villa before. I mean, when former President Goodluck Jonathan was seeking re-election in 2015, we had sort of similar moves. A special purpose vehicle was put in place, which eventually became the APC. And now it looks like the same thing is being proposed for another Southern president. When you are in the villa, what sort of arrangements and thinking goes on during this kind of times when it looks like there's a heavy block of opposition leaders meeting to actually oust a sitting president through a special purpose vehicle, and what Ganduje calls is a joint venture, and he says this joint venture is doomed to fail?
Well, I think this is not an issue of special purpose vehicle or a joint venture. This thing is not new to Nigerian politics. In 1999, there were three dominant political parties: the AD, the APP, because they were not AMPP then, they were APP, and then there was the PDP. And so in trying to ensure that the PDP does not win the election in 1999, AD and APP entered into an alliance known as the AD-APP alliance. Ogbonnaya Onu won the primaries for APP in Kaduna, but he gave way for Umaru Shinkafi to be given the vice presidential candidate, while El-Rufai became the presidential candidate of the alliance. El-Rufai was a member of AD, while Umaru Shinkafi was a member of APP, which later became AMPP. Now, this alliance was how they went into the contest, and the PDP became victorious. So such alliances are normal. They are part and parcel of the political system. They are part and parcel of the political game. Ganduje himself was a member of PDP, and he tried and joined APC, and he won in APC. And later he joined the. He tried to join hands with Konkoso, but they fell out of hand. They fell out of favor together. So this one is a dedicated plan by all the political actors, knowing that Tinubu is a very hard nut to crack. They want to join forces, join hands, and cooperate. And I am very confident that this alliance or coalition will work in 2027.
All right, what gives you that confidence? I mean, Umar.
INEC will announce a result that cannot be backed by figures, but the election will be a hard nut to crack, and the ruling party will have to tighten its belt if it wants to survive, because I can see a tsunami coming into play.
All right, but you've not answered my question. I mean, you worked in the presidential villa in 2015 when a similar thing like this happened and President Jonathan was swept away. How is the thinking usually like, you know, among the team of the sitting president? I mean, is it time for President Tinubu to actually rejig his political machinery?
You see, when that thing happened, when the event happened, we were all not very happy. We were sad. We didn't feel okay. But, you know, there is a difference between politicians and contestants. President Jonathan took it very calmly, and he even went ahead to agree that he has been defeated. And don't forget, he did so many things. One, during the elections, you know, the machine that was supposed to clear him didn't capture him, himself and his wife, you know. But he still said the election should go on, that there is no problem. Again, he said nobody should rig for him. Nobody should rig for him, and he didn't put any special purpose vehicle for people to be able to study the result and rig for him. So he allowed the process to find its level. I don't think from 2020, since the advent of APC, electoral processes are not the usual process. They are bent on rigging. It's not transparent. You can see, how they will now introduce a new system and still frustrate the system from working. So if you are saying how did we feel when we were swept away, of course we didn't feel too good. But I can assure you that we planned so well to win the election. But again, there were so many things that were against us. The Boko Haram insurgency in the north was against us, and some other members of our own political party were also working against our own interests, because they believe that it was the turn of the north. So we had so many contending issues. But as it is now, Tinubu does not have the advantage that Buhari had. Buhari had 12 million votes outstanding. But with Tinubu, the votes are divided. He even lost Lagos State. So if he lost Lagos State, it means that with quite a lot of effort, the power may change hands in 2027. Because if the opposition works so hard, they will be able to reclaim all those states where they lost, and then they will consolidate on those states they won.
All right, and that's why I'm asking you this, because I mean you have this prior experience. Going into 2027, there's this sudden rush to have a taste of Buhari's sugar, and that sugar is actually the 12 million votes. Does Buhari still possess those 12 million votes? And if not 12 million, could it be maybe like half of that 12 million votes? And that's why both the ruling party, the governors of the ruling party, and the opposition coalition are all heading to Kaduna to visit Buhari.
You see, those 12 million votes are only reserved for Buhari. They are not for Buhari to hand over to anybody. They are votes that the people who believe in Buhari will always vote for him. When it comes to him, the 12 million votes will always count. But when he is supporting somebody, 12 million votes will most likely not count. And one cannot, of course, discountenance the fact that he is still relevant in northern politics. You can see, if you are able to see the picture when he went to the mosque, a lot of people gathered and they were hailing him. So for you to understand that he is still very relevant in northern politics, and that is why everybody is scrambling for Buhari sugar. And we hope that Buhari will do the right thing by supporting, the opposition, so that because being the first being the first person to unseat a sitting government, he should also assist when when there is protest on bad governance in his own political party. He should put, as an elder statesman, he should put the interests of his country ahead of any other parochial or party affiliation or interest. If he works for Nigeria to survive, he will now look for an opposition that has a credible candidate and support him towards 2027.
And you think President Tinubu will sit down and watch him do that? I mean, having said that power is not given, you can grab the power, snatch the power, and do any other thing to ensure you remain. And the constant talk among APC leaders that President Tinubu is not former President Jonathan. Don't you think it may sound like an unforgivable sin if Buhari does ditch President Tinubu at this time?
Well, at least he has given him his support, even though most of President Tinubu's supporters believe that Buhari didn't support him. And they have been saying so severally.